Hello everyone, welcome to Herald Global. Today we have with us Miss Chaya Mughal, a key figure in UAE cricket who has not only captained the national women's team but now plays a vital role in developing women's cricket across the country. Let's deep dive into her journey. I am Saimik and you're watching Fast Track.
Let me begin by asking you what inspired you to pursue a career in cricket?
I would say, like any other Indian child, I was born in a family wherein everyone loves to play cricket. I had my brother and my father, who were cricket passionate, and every now and then there were cricket matches, highlights, or the live matches which are being telecast. And I think that caught my attention, and I thought, wow, this is something that, everybody is engaged in and everyone is glued to their seats. So there should be something special about it. But growing up, I was always a sports person in my family. When I joined the school, also, I was the part of my school cricket team, wherein it was all boys. There was no girl who was playing cricket back then in my school. And then I used to literally beg the boys, just to include me in their team. Well, they used to have me, but only for fielding, and that too, on the boundary edges, wherein I just have to go and collect the balls. So that's how my, I think, cricketing journey started. Then I was part of my judo. I started playing judo at the nationals. I have played karate as well, then skating, singing, dancing. I've done everything that was in my school. And literally, I used to come home tired. And then, I thought that I'm not doing justice to any of the sport. And then my mom also suggested, why don't you focus on one thing rather than being a part of every single game which is happening in your school? Focus on one thing wherein you can pay your full attention, and that will help you also to improve. And then I like, which game should I pick up? And then she said, pick up a team sport, which is really important because it not only helps you to think about others, but your focus is off yourself, and then you are thinking about your team members as well. So I think that idea I really liked, and I'm glad I picked up her suggestion because that really helped me. And I think cricket was the most prominent game at that time in India. And I thought,
Very
yes,
true.
this is the one which I was looking forward to. And that's how I built up my interest in playing
How did you
cricket.
balance academic and sports since you were in sports from the day one itself?
Yes, yes. Well, I would say this is not at all an easy thing,
True.
but once you have commitment towards a certain thing, you always find a balance for that because cricket is something which was my passion, and studies is something which I was supposed to do. There is no bypass to it. So I thought if I want to play my cricket thing, then I have to do something good because, like Indian parents, they always tell you that if you
Exactly.
score good, then only we will allow you to play that. Because that time it was not considered as a career. And never would I have thought, that cricket is going to be my career itself. But it was just my passion. It was for fun. I used to play. So I used to study really hard so that I can balance my
You can
marks
play.
and my score sheet, and then I can show it to my parents and tell them, hey, listen, I've done good, so allow me to go and play my matches. So I think that's how I learned it. But gradually, once I started playing professional cricket, once I learned how to balance between the both, I think it became very easy for me. And later on,
Sure.
this habit helped me while I came to Dubai. Being a teacher in Dubai was not easy, playing and teaching at the same time. It was never an easy part for me. But having said that, once I had this routine that I had started in my younger age, that really helped me to balance my teaching and my career as well. So, yeah, I think that I learned over the period of time. And for balancing, I would say your priorities, when you set the priorities as it is, what is important for you, when you set up your priorities in such a way that you finish your task which is important at that time. If you finish it that time, it gets very easy rather than delaying it or procrastinating
Of
it,
course.
that really kind of helps you. So I would say strategy involved in this is organizational skills, which is very, very important. Once you know how to organize, once you know how to plan, once you know how to prioritize your things, balancing becomes very easy.
Okay, growing up, any particular player who influenced you?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But that, as I said, at that time there were always cricket matches being telecast on TV, and my dad and brother used to watch it. I think growing up, I felt Indian cricket team always Sachin Tendulkar is there, but my hero was Kapil Dev. That's somebody who
Sure,
won the World Cup for India, the very first.
definitely.
And I also got a chance to be with him and spoke about that moment, which really motivated me. So I would say Kapil Dev, and in female, I would say Sophie Devine is the one who
Okay.
really inspires me.
You mentioned Kapil Dev. How was the experience? Talking to him and
That was amazing because I think it's 2 years back. He was here for a shoot, and then I was part of that shoot as well. So we got a chance to be together during the shooting. And I spent a lot of time with him having those videos and stuff. It's like one of the moments which are there, which I will always cherish in my life. I also got a chance to play with him, which is like
wow.
nothing like it. I was batting, he was on the other side, which is amazing, a dream come true for me. So I just can't describe that experience.
In 2021 T20 World Cup Asia qualifier, UAE remained undefeated. So, as a
Yeah.
captain, what was your strategy?
Well, first of all, that was, I think, the highlight of my achievement because during my captaincy, it was 11 consecutive wins that UAE had got, which is second to Australia.
Exactly.
I think gaining that momentum in that period of time was never easy because it was just after the COVID. And all of us, we were waiting to play during that COVID time. All of us used to hang around on the online meets, Zoom videos and recordings at that time. And, all of us used to plan and talk about what will happen after this. We were very positive because we knew that this will get over. And one day we will get a call that this tournament is happening and we should be ready to play. So we used to do our workouts in our balconies, in our areas, whatever, areas we were available with at that time. And then we used to post it on our social groups, and then everyone used to just talk about it.
Sure.
That, once this thing is lifted up, we are going to give 100%. And I think soon after the COVID, once it was over, we got this opportunity to play the global qualifiers. And all of us were ready for it. It was not just physical preparation, but I think we were mentally prepared for it. And I think that was a strategy that really worked for us because we were not aiming for anything. We were always thinking that one game at a time. So once you think about that, you don't have bigger targets in your mind. You just want to
True.
qualify. And that was the thing in our mind. I think that really helped us. And we always had a balance of youngsters and senior players in our team. So the youngsters, they always have this fresh blood. They want to run fast, they want to bowl fast, they want to act fast, and there were always seniors to calm them down. So I think that really kind of helped us to win those matches, which is even working now. So that was, I think, the key factor that really kept us on toes, and all of us were gelled together. As I mentioned, COVID gave us that time, wherein we realized how important it is for us to come out of this and just do what you've got, just sell out yourself, whatever qualities we possess, just let the world know that we have this. So I think we shown on the platform that we were given.
What are the challenges of a captain, especially if I ask you in terms of the strategy of it or the people whom you have to manage, basically the players,
Well,
or
I
both?
would say a captain has a major role to play. It's not just a performance that he has to show or she has to show
True.
on the matches or be it anywhere, but they have to bring the team together, which is very important. For me, I think personally, I feel the culture that you create, wherein everyone feels a part of it, that is very important. And once you let your teammates know that you are the important player, I think then they do it for the team.
Sure.
Once they feel neglected or they feel like they're only for clapping, then that motivation is not there. But as a captain, it's the main responsibility is to keep the players all together, knowing the match player, who is going to be the star player and how to recognize their talent and how to use that talent and that particular time, which is very important. So as a captain, it's a huge responsibility, I would say, not only to perform from the front, it's always said that the captains have to lead from the front, so you always have that pressure also that we have not only to perform, but always get the performance out of your player so that they could be match winners for you, So, which is very important. Identifying a player who could be the match winner on that particular day
Okay.
and using her abilities, at a certain time is very, very important. The decision that you take, sometimes believing on your gut feeling, I think all that matters the most. And more than that, having a friendly, cozy atmosphere, having that
Definitely.
culture where everyone respects each other, that's something I had created, and I think it really worked for me.
How you used to prepare yourself before a match, especially a pre-match ritual?
I think pre-matches for us, we always had, first of all, formal meetings before that, wherein the captain first meets with the vice captain, the assistant coach, and the coaches. We had a formal meeting. We think about who are the oppositions, what are their weaknesses, what are their strengths, and depending on that, we select the playing 11. So that is one meeting that we used to have. And then we have a team meeting, which goes with all the players, even the 14th and 15th player, they all are part of it. And then we take their feedback, we give our feedback, we talk about the strategies, all that stuff. This is basically the formal thing that we do. But other than that, I would say a good night's sleep, which is very, very important so that you are ready for the next day, and everybody has their own set of routines. For me, I am a morning person whenever it comes to matches. So I used to get up early, do my routines, which I always do, just think about how it is going to be, just analyze, just think of the match, which is not yet happened. Just think of it how you want it to be, so positive manifestation, all that thing, it really works. So what you want to see is what you think in your mind. And I think the mind starts giving you the same messages and the body reacts to it, which is very, very important. So I think not just physically, but mental preparation is also very important.
True.
So recovery part, which is key factor for me after a strong workout or after a strong match day, wherein your body has really worked out. So I really focus on my recovery activities, which is really important for me.
How do you think women cricket is growing in UAE, and what role do you see yourself playing in that?
Okay, well, I'll talk about inception first, how
Sure.
cricket started in UAE, which was in the year 2007.
Sure.
And there were barely handful of girls who were playing cricket at that time, and once we get an invitation from Asian Cricket Council, we were invited to play in Thailand. I was not part of it. I came to UAE in the year 2010. I debuted only in 2015. It took me 5 years to even know that, women's cricket exists in UAE. So back then, the year 2007, that was the first invitation that UAE got. And once they went to Thailand to play their first game, it was against it was against Bangladesh. And finding the girls and making a team at that time was so difficult. They literally went to the schools, colleges, universities and begged, the girls to come and play cricket. There were barely anyone who were professionals at that time. So there was Natasha Michael, who
Okay.
was only, I think, 12 years of age, and she was the captain of UAE women's cricket team. So she took up this responsibility, called them mums and aunts, and they were the ones who participated in the first ever women's team. And once they went to play in Thailand, I think their first game against Bangladesh, which is already an established team, it was like a nightmare for them. Getting all out on single digit was pretty shameful. And then once they got back, then started building up the plans to have a structured, a pathway structure wherein girls can come in and start training. And I think that's how the growth started. And over the period of time, there was significant progress made in this area. And from 50, we now have around 600 to 700 girls who are regularly training with us. So I
Sure.
would say my major role comes because I am taking part of the grassroots level itself. I am being responsible as the Women's Development Officer. I take care of all the development that goes in this region. And in fact, I'm so proud because once I started this, there were around 50 girls who were there. But now, if I look back and see, I've got from 50 to 600 to 700 girls, which are now training with us. So, having said that, there has been a huge investment of my time that has gone into this, visiting a lot of schools, colleges, talent hunts, scouting, getting those girls out, finding the talented girls, even a fresher, starting from the scratch, building, investing their time, getting a team of coaches who are willingly helping these girls to learn and play cricket, which is amazing. So I would say that I have visited more than maybe 150 schools in UAE, and I've
Wow.
been part many schools for their sports days, for their annual days. I have attended so many functions there, and that's how you find the talented girls who you feel are the right prospects that could be trained and later could be part of our national squad. And I can't be more proud in saying that, we have almost got around 17 to 18 girls who are now part of the national squad. They are the part of the national camp, and some of them have got selected in the national team also. And now, because under 19s also have a lot of tournaments coming up, be it from ACC or from ICC, they also have Asia Cup qualifiers, they also have World Cup qualifiers, which is amazing. So not only the senior players, but also the under 19s are getting a lot of match scenarios and opportunities wherein they could come and show their talent. So I would say that all the schools and universities in UAE, they've been very passionate. And this thing started once we had the World Cup here, Women's World Cup, that took place, I think, 2 years back in Dubai. And we had the trophy tours, that the World Cup trophy was taken to different schools. And I think that ignited that spark. And everybody was like, wow, that's the real trophy. That's the silverware where people are fighting for. And, that kind of changed the whole scenario. And once we had that on our social media, I think that kind of gained the attention of those girls, and they also wanted to come and play. And then once the matches started, we gave away free tickets also. A lot of schools were invited to come and watch the games and, see the superstars performing live in front of them. I think that kind of changed the whole scenario in UAE. From there onwards, it became very easy for us to visit more schools and, just find the right kind of talent that we could use as probables for us.
Since you're talking about recognizing talent, what are the attributes that you see in a person?
Well, it's not just a skill, I would say, because that's something that we as coaches, we have to teach them, right? But the right kind of approach towards the game, I mean, the seriousness that you are willing to offer your time, I mean, the commitment that you are going to show is very, very important. And once you see those qualities, that a player is going to go beyond their comfort zone and give an extra thing, an extra effort for something which normally a person cannot do. I mean, that girl is ready to do that, which makes a lot of difference. So I think commitment and your, I would say, your effort is something that I'm really looking forward, because most of the girls here are expatriates. They come from different countries. No, we know nobody ever has a UAE passport here, right? They all come from different nations, so they are only here for studies. Sometimes we do have a good talented girl, but then for further studies, she want to go out to a different country. So we may lose a good player in this thing, but we can't even stop them because that's for their future, right? So that's many a times it has happened. But then, the right kind of approach is giving them a platform, giving them the free training. That's what Emirates Cricket Board is doing it. And, we have different centers wherein we offer free trainings to any aspiring girl who wants to play cricket. And Emirates Cricket Board is not charging a single penny for that, neither for the training, nor for the matches, nor for the tournaments. Everything has been taken care by ECB. And I'm so glad that I'm part of that. It comes under my area, and I am really, really working hard to do this. There's so many girls who got the opportunity, not just to play cricket, but to, just show their talent and show the people that yes, we can do that. Recently I did inter-school hardball competitions, which was amazing. I could see 10 schools already participating, which was never in my mind that there are school teams who are playing with hardball cricket also, which was surprising. Not only that, we did in around 40 schools, they participated in softball cricket tournaments also, which is amazing. So once they get in that trophy, that silverware in those tournaments, they feel like, okay, now next step for us is hardball. Then once they start playing hardball, the next step for us is to play the tournaments. Once they play tournament, the next step for us is now to knock the doors for the ECB national team. So that's how the pathway structure has been developed, so that everyone is being taken care of, which is very, very important.
Recently, India won the World Cup, the women's team. Okay, first of all, what is your view, and is there any player whom you admire from the India side?
Of course, I mean, when you are grown up in India, you've played in India, and you know how hard it is for you to, just make up that spot in the Indian cricket team, because everyone is dreaming about it, but achieving is a different level itself. I've represented my state. I come from a very beautiful place, which is in India, which is Jammu and Kashmir. I've
Oh,
represented my state at the national level, and it's like a dream come true for each one of us, because we always relate ourselves to Team India, and that's something, you always hear that national anthem, you get goosebumps, no matter where you are, no matter what you are doing. Once that
true.
anthem is in your ears, it's a different feeling altogether. And I remember I was watching it on the TV with my family and parents, and how all of us jumped on our sofas. It was like nobody is watching, but still we are doing it because it's not something that we are just showing it. It's coming out naturally. That's something all of us as Indians, we're being proud of, that Indian women have done something that was there from a long time, and it has not happened like a sudden thing, or it's not a
Yes.
fluke that they have won a World Cup. They have been literally working hard and beating the teams like Australia, England, South Africa, New Zealand. It's not a joke. And once you qualify, once you gain that World Cup, you won't believe. I got so many calls saying congratulations to me, as if it was, and I was feeling as if it's my personal victory. And the best thing was, once we were watching on the TV, when all these ex-players were invited to hold up that trophy, that was the moment that I think it reflected, it showed that yes, all of them were part of this victory. It was not done single-handed, it was not done
True.
only by Harmanpreet Kaur, it was not only done by Smriti Mandhana, but then all of the former players also, like Mithali Raj, Anjum Chopra, all of them were part of that victory, and you could see the tears in their eyes, and it shows that how much hard work was being involved. So I think similar kind of feeling on similar roller coaster I was also riding, and goosebumps all over. We're celebrating in the house, and it was a big deal for each one of us.
Very true.
So there are many, many, many players who are there now currently playing in Indian team, which are um, really good, especially the youngsters who are making a spot, even in the IPL, how these people are playing, scoring 200 runs in every single game. It's like, I mean, cricket is a
Amazing.
different level, even for women now. So you can't literally compare women's cricket and men's cricket now, because every time I go, in my speeches, I tell people, don't compare both the games, men's cricket and women's cricket. Watch it like a sport. It's like cricket as a sport. Don't
True.
generalize it as per male or female. It's like enjoy it. Even women are hitting sixes like crazy. Balls are going out of
Of
the
course.
stadium also. I remember here there was one match when Sophie Devine hit a six. It went outside the Sharjah stadium. It's like no big deal now. Women also have got power, and they're showing. It's not to show anyone that they also have power, but cricket is evolved. It's getting on to the next phase, and that's how it's happening. So hats off. I mean, there are a lot of talented girls which are playing. So I think I like all of them, all of them.
My last question to you. Any word of advice to the young girls who wants to join the UE team?
Well, I would say persistence is the key. There's no shortcut to success. If you want to succeed, you have to do the hard work. There is no replacement for hard work. Hard work has to go. And having set of routines is very, very important. You can't really get up anytime you want. You can't really eat anything that you want to. If you have a goal, you have to work towards it. And I would say giving up is always an option, but moving ahead is something they have to willingly decide. When your mind says no, you have to do it. You have to say yes to a certain thing, because mind will always tell you to relax, because the body will give those messages, those signals to the brain, and the brain will say no, that's enough. But a hero is someone who knows how to hang on 1 minute longer. I always tell this to all the girls. Get up, push yourself 1 minute more, till you're on the finishing line. Keep pushing yourself. Don't give up halfway. Finish what you've started. Don't just leave it in the middle. Just take it to the finishing line. And once you've done it, even if you're on the losing side, you'll never regret it. Give your best. Failures are not opposite of success, isn't it? I tell this to everyone. It means you're still not doing your best. You still have to do a little more, a little more, a little more. And I think that helps you. So just keep moving, don't give up. Getting off your bed, half of your battle is won. So just push yourself, give yourself an extra push, and come out of your comfort zone. That's my advice to everyone. If you can do 20 push-ups without getting tired, without sweat on your forehead, try to do it 5 more push-ups. Just do something which is out of your comfort, which is very, very important. Don't just keep repeating the things which you're always comfortable with. Try something different. Do something that your body feels a toil, you get a little more sweat. And I think those 5 push-ups are which will help you to be more stronger. So that's my advice. Just keep working hard and never ever look back. One very important thing nowadays is celebrating each other's success, which is not really liked by everyone. This advice I give it to all the people who are playing from a very young age, because everyone wants to perform, wants to think about the awards, individual awards. But if your teammates are performing, be happy for them, which is very, very, very important. It not only makes you a good sports person, it makes you a good human being also. And stay grounded. That's something cricket has taught us, to always stay grounded, stay humble. One day you are there, the other day, you get out on zero and you're back to normal. You're in the dust again. So stay grounded, play with proud in your heart, but stay grounded. That is very, very important. So yeah, I think that's it. I am done saying whatever I want. Sometimes I feel like I can go on and on talking about cricket. That's something I speak from my heart. No preparations required. It's just whatever comes to my mind. It's from my heart. So yeah. So sorry if I've taken a bit longer, but that's
No, no, not
something
at
I
all.
really communicate.
It was very insightful. It was lovely talking to you. I really enjoyed, and I was really looking forward to have this interview with you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Samek. Have a great day.
Have a lovely day. Thank you so much.